God is really doing some amazing things at Love in Action International Ministries. And one of those things we wanted to highlight for you now is the Samaritan Clinic. And there's just so many people that are impacted by this every single week. So we've got 3 volunteer doctors that play a huge role and have for many years in affecting that change for people. So we'd like to ask them some questions to help maybe explain what the Samaritan Clinic is. How did you get started serving at the Samaritan Clinic?
Pretty much, I got started because Steve Stokes called and asked me. Steve and David Dolphin and I had been on several short-term mission trips to Central America and South America, and we worked well together. We all had a heart for missions, so when he found out about this from Ken, he called us, and we were happy to jump in and try to help out.
Well, I give Steve Stokes a lot of credit for helping to get the medical part started. Steve called me, I guess, back in 2015 when it was beginning the medical part of Love in Action. And I knew if Steve was involved, it had to be a good thing. So he told me about it. It sounded like a great idea. It sounded like a great way to serve. Didn't know anything about Love in Action, but I knew Steve had a heart for people, and certainly I wanted to be a part of that.
Well, Grant, about 14 years ago, I'd been involved in politics, city commission, and then school board chairman. And I knew Ken. Ken was the editor of the Dothan Eagle, so we'd had conversations before. And Ken asked me to get involved in Love in Action. And so we worked together to try to establish a free medical clinic and help the program down there. So I've been involved for almost 14 years now.
How did you decide to serve as a volunteer doctor at the Samaritan Clinic?
When I read the Gospels, I see Jesus doing a lot of loving on people that had really screwed up badly. I see Jesus doing a lot of healing the sick. And if I'm a Christ follower, I'm supposed to try to imitate Jesus' life. So he also had a lot to say about using your talents wisely. So if I have an ability or a talent to help the sick people, then maybe that's my job to try to help bring God's kingdom into the present as best I can, do my part.
Just serving with other Christians, but also trying to give back, trying to reach out, trying to share the love of God through what we do as our job, and trying to help plant seeds for other more broadening aspects of the ministries.
Well, I've always enjoyed missions. I've been on almost 25 missions with my church covenant to Panama for almost 25 years. I'm not going this year. I've gotten too old. I can't take the heat anymore. Dr. Jackson dropped that on me 2 years ago. And so I just enjoyed missions, and I look at this as a local mission. It's something that helps the community. I think we're in the lost sheep business. You know the story in Matthew 18:12 says, a man had 100 sheep and he lost one. So he left his 99. He went out into the wilderness to find the one lost sheep, gathered and saw him and brought it back and said, come, celebrate with me. I found my sheep and he's now returned home. And that's what Love in Action is. We're in the lost sheep business. The people that are down there, they made bad decisions. They lost Christ in their life, and they make bad decisions. And we try to help them get Christ back in their life and then start making good decisions. And when they make good decisions, good things happen. And so we've seen a lot of people turn their lives around, and that's been really rewarding.
Can you tell us a story that stuck with you over the years where you saw God really move in someone's life through the clinic?
I don't have a specific one person or case, but there are scenarios you see play out over and over here. A patient will come in and they'll have very elevated blood pressure, and you just saw them a month ago, or their sugars are out of control, and you wonder what's going on, and then you have to be reminded, well, this person lives in a tent. It's been raining for a week. All their medicines got wet. They don't have any medicine anymore. Or somebody stole their medicine out of the tent. The low temperature at night's been 75 and the highs are 95. There are mosquitoes everywhere, and I'm trying to get their skin wound clean, and they don't have any running water to clean the wound or bandage it or to take a bath even unless they come down here. It just really breaks your heart to see things like that. But you also learn to celebrate with these people when they have a victory. I mean, if they say, well, I'm not coming back next month because I'm starting a new job on Monday, you're just excited about that. Or I've been clean for 75 days today. Or I found a place to live, and they're excited about that. You try to celebrate with them those small victories. They seem small to us, they're huge to them.
I just can't think of a single one person that hasn't benefited from it. So there's just really not one person sticks out, but all of them stick out to me of how they've been impacted by Love in Action.
Oh yeah, I mentioned to you Rick Denny. Rick was an alcoholic. He was run over by a train downtown Dothan, dislocated both his hips. He's in a wheelchair for 6 months. Got his life turned around. He started volunteering, met another volunteer down there. It was a widow, and they got married, and Rick turned his life around. It's just a great story, a real inspiration for everyone.
What would you say to a doctor who may be considering serving as a volunteer doctor at the clinic?
The great things about working here is this clinic is very organized, actually. The workload is not overwhelming. The support staff is great. The patients are very appreciative. The bad part about volunteering here is it can break your heart sometimes. You see a case and you know there's a certain medication that would help. That's not available here. Or somebody needs a procedure that's relatively simple, like a hernia repair, and you can't get that for them. That would get them a job because they could get back to work. Or there's some basic x-rays that you could do, or a CAT scan would help you so much, and you just don't have that available. That will break your heart down here.
Oh, I'd say absolutely. You need to come try it. I don't know any reason why you would not be impacted by this. I think it's so rewarding. I think it helps us grow in our faith. I think it helps us give back. The people that work here, the nurses, the pharmacists, everybody at the front, it's just so inspiring to be around them, and I think it really is a blessing. I think you'll be blessed if you participate in any medical aspect of Love in Action.
Well, I would just encourage them to come get in the lost sheep business. Sometimes you get disappointed because we see the same people and they keep making the same bad decisions, but you just gotta keep going. Christ has said it's hard. It's hard to live a life of Christ, and there's too many temptations out there. Again, people make bad decisions. They get involved in drugs, alcohol, and it really destroys their lives for a lot of them.
Why would you say it's important for people to support Love in Action and the Samaritan Clinic?
This is a wonderful mission that we have here, and it's not serving people in Central or South America or Africa or whatever. I mean, this is essentially in our neighborhood here. We're trying to help these people, and Ken and Martha are loving these people unconditionally with a Christ-like love that extends through everything they do here. And there is a free clinic here, but this is not just a clinic. And there's free meals many days a week here, but this is not a meal kitchen. There's a clothes closet here and hygiene items, but this is not a clothes closet alone. There are Bible studies here, but this is not a Bible school. I mean, this is a holistic approach, trying to bring the love of Christ to these people, whether they're homeless and living in tents, whether they're across the street at the Ark, or one of the other rehab facilities around here, from the House of Ruth, from the work release people. This is just an amazing mission outreach to all these people who are really in need.
Well, I think Olivia and I took a course years ago in Birmingham called Experiencing God. And I think one of the tenets of that is you need to find out where God is working and get on board. And God is working at Love in Action. And this is something that people should invest their time and money in and the resources. God has moved so much. There's so many impacts through this ministry there are a lot of really good ministries in Dothan. I know these organizations work together, but this one, from a medical point of view, I've just been blown away by the impact it's made.
Well, I think it benefits all of us. Like I said, as Christians, we're called to go out and look for the lost sheep and bring them back. Christians are activists. We're supposed to be active, doing things to help in the community. And I think a lot of these people, if they can just start living a Christ-like life and turn their life around, make good decisions, then they can help themselves and help their family and help the community.